The month of October is Emotional Intelligence Month. But what exactly is emotional intelligence? And how important is it to your health and to your well-being? My name is Mike Davis, and I'm what is known as an emotional success coach. What I do is help people get their emotions to work for them rather than against them in pursuit of their personal and professional goals. I help people to realize that their emotions are their allies and not their enemies. So what exactly is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence has to do with relationships. And by this, I mean it has to do with your own relationship to your emotions, as well as how you relate to your emotions and how you also relate to the emotions of other people. With emotional intelligence, you're able to utilize your emotions intelligently to serve you and to support you in the living of your own life. It also means that you're able to wisely and intelligently use your emotions and being able to respond to the emotions of other people in such a way that you enhance, you nurture, and you strengthen your relationships with them. So I want to spend a few moments tonight talking to you about your own relationship with your emotions and how it impacts your physical health. Now, I've been studying emotions and their impact upon our lives for over 2.5 decades. And if there's one thing that research has shown is that emotions definitely impact our well-being, not only psychologically, but also physically. As a matter of fact, chronic emotions, chronic negative emotions like rage and anger and fear and resentment, excessive worry, depression, guilt, frustration, unforgiveness, that these emotions can actually make your body sick. And this is according to Dr. Don Colbert in his book, Deadly Emotions. Now, it's interesting that the emotions that he talks about, like rage and anger and fear and resentment, that these emotions are all emotions that the Bible warns us to stay away from. And again, these emotions can actually make us sick. Now, the reason why such emotions like these chronic negative emotions can make us sick is because they release into our bloodstream hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Now, according to Dr. Don Colbert in his book, Deadly Emotions, prolonged, elevated, and excessive levels of these hormones in your system can lower your immune system, create heart disease, increase fat accumulation, destroy brain cells, reduce glucose utilization, and all of these are major factors in both diabetes and weight control. And again, that's according to Dr. Don Colbert in his book, Deadly Emotions. So these emotions and the hormones that they release create an environment of stress in your body, especially with the release of the cortisol. It creates stress. It creates an environment of stress in your body. And research tells us, did you know this? Research tells us that 75 to 90% of all visits to primary care physicians result from stress-related disorders. So stress is something that is very important for us to deal with and to manage properly, because what the research is telling us is that stressful emotions are one of the major causes and one of the reasons for 75 to 90% of all visit to primary care physicians, that a lot of diseases and sickness results from the stress that we experience in our body. So this is the reason why emotional intelligence becomes so important. Again, emotional intelligence deals with not only how you relate to other people and their emotions, but especially how you relate to yourself, how you deal with your own emotional states. So learning to properly respond to and utilize your own emotions is critical to your well-being spiritually, psychologically, as well as physically. As a matter of fact, the research shows that while negative emotions can create conditions which will break down your body and leads to sickness and disease, positive emotions can and do have the reverse effect upon your body. In other words, positive emotion, the research is showing us, positive emotions can strengthen and help to heal our bodies. As a matter of fact, according to one psychologist, Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, and she's the author of the book Positivity, she's also the recipient of the Templeton Foundation Award, which she won for her broad and build theory of emotion. She's an expert on emotions and the impact of positive emotions upon us mentally and emotionally as well as physically. And she states, according to the latest scientific evidence, that positive emotions don't just reflect success and health, but positive emotions, feeling good on a regular basis, can actually produce health. Now, this is from a leading psychologist. They said that positive emotions will do certain things. Number one, it will strengthen your immune system by producing higher levels of infection fighters. People who experience more positive emotion than they experience negative emotions have shown to have lower levels of fibrinogen. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But they have lower levels of fibrinogen, actually is the way you say it, fibrinogen. And this is a blood component that is essential for blood clotting. So people who experience more positive emotions than they do negative emotions have shown to have lower levels of fibrinogen. Now, again, this means that this blood component, it's essential for blood clotting. Now, if you have elevated levels of fibrinogen, this is predictive of heart disease. So people who experience more positive emotions have lower levels of fibrinogen. Unhappy people, according to the research, tend to have higher levels of fibrinogen, while happy people have lower levels. So it's also been shown that happy people tend to heal more quickly from wounds than unhappy people. Positive emotions have been shown to be able to undo and even reverse the harmful effects of negative emotions. So once again, it's important for us to be able to deal effectively with our negative emotions and also be able to tap into and utilize positive emotions because they can contribute to our health and to our well-being physically. This research and these findings of science supports what we read in the Bible. It supports certain truths that the Bible tells us. One of them being Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22, which says, "A merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bone." Now, what is a merry heart? That deals with our positive emotions. So a merry heart does good. Positive emotions does good like medicine. It builds up, it strengthens, it heals. But a broken spirit, someone who's in a negative place emotionally, dries the bone. In other words, it can impact even their physical being. So what we are seeing in the medical sciences corresponds to the truth that we are told in the scriptures. So with all of these research findings in mind, you can see why being able to exercise and utilize your emotions in a wise and intelligent manner, which is what emotional intelligence is about, that it is vital again to our health and to our well-being. The key is to feel good on purpose more often. This is one of the keys to really embracing our emotions and getting them to work for us. You want to feel good more often. Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, again, in her research has stated that for every negative emotional experience, you need at least 3 positive ones in order to reverse the impact of the negative emotions and the effect that they have upon you psychologically, as well as the effect that they have upon you physically. You need to, for every negative experience, you need to have at least 3 positive ones to reverse the impact of the negative emotion. So one of the ways that you can do this is through one of the most healing and nurturing of all emotions, and that is gratitude. Gratitude is being shown in the research to be one of the most healing emotions that you can experience. Gratitude, one of the things that it does is that it fosters an optimistic attitude towards life. Dr. Lisa Aspinwall, who's a PhD psychology professor at the University of Utah, in a WebMD article, talks about the studies linking optimism to better immune function. In one study, she relates that researchers compare the immune systems of healthy first-year law students to those of their more pessimistic classmates. So in other words, you got 2 groups of law students, one who are optimistic and one who are pessimistic. What did they find? The researchers found that by the middle of their term, by the midterm of their school year, students characterized as being more optimistic maintained higher levels of blood cells that protected the immune system, while those, and it was higher than those compared with their more pessimistic classmates. So in other words, the students who were more optimistic, who were more positive, who had more of a positive outlook, who were feeling more positive on a regular basis, their immune system was more strengthened compared to that of their classmates who were more pessimistic. This is the power that gratitude can have upon our health and our well-being. So again, like the Bible says, a merry heart does good like a medicine. So what can you do to start utilizing your emotions more intelligently to support you in your health and healing practices. Now, the one thing that, by the way, that the research tells us is not necessarily that positive emotions will completely heal you, but they do contribute to your health and well-being. They do contribute to the improvement and the strengthening of your immune system, which does and can lead to healing. So what can you do? Well, what can you do to start feeling good more often on purpose? Here's an exercise to get you started. I'm going to walk you through this exercise. Hope you find this helpful. What I'd like you to do is place your hand on your chest. Place it over your heart. Place it over the center of your chest. And I want you to focus on your heart as you take 3 slow, deep breaths. Just take a moment and breathe in through your nose and then breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I want you to breathe in again and imagine that you're breathing deeply in and out of your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I want you to think about someone that you love. Someone that when you think about them, it brings a warm feeling to your heart as you think of them in your mind, as you picture them in your mind. Who is someone that you love and someone that you know loves you? I want you to think about that person for just a moment now. Or you can also think about something that you appreciate and that you're really grateful for. So take a moment. This could be the same thing. Maybe you not only love this person, but you appreciate this person. So either think about something or someone that you really appreciate, someone that you really love. And as you think about it, I want you to focus on and enjoy the feelings of love and appreciation for just a few moments. As you keep your hand on your heart, focus on the love and the appreciation that you have for that person. Let that feeling of love, let that feeling of appreciation just fill your heart. Imagine, let that feeling spread, and let it spread throughout your entire body. Take a deep breath, and as you do, let it just spread throughout your entire being. Allow yourself to feel the feelings of love and appreciation even more intensely, even more completely, even more fully. If you have an image of that person in your mind, bring that image in closer. Make it bigger, make it brighter. Make the colors of that image more vivid and more rich. And feel that appreciation throughout your entire being. And as you feel that feeling of love and appreciation, think of that feeling as an energy that grows and spreads throughout your entire body. Or if it's more helpful, think of it as a color, your favorite color, that grows more full, that grows more rich and spreads and fills your entire being. As you're filled with love, as you're filled with joy, as you're filled with appreciation. You can think of this feeling as sunlight that fills your heart. And from your heart, it fills your whole being. Imagine that it spreads from your heart and it just floods your entire being. You're filled with gratitude. You're filled with appreciation as you look upon the image of that person that you love, or as you bring to mind something that you're really appreciative to God for. Now, I want you to think about this wonderful feeling and think about how it's going to positively influence and how it can make a difference in your life as you go through life feeling this good feeling, feeling loved, feeling appreciation, feeling gratitude. Think about how healing this feeling is. Think about and imagine how it would help you to more effectively deal with life's situations. As you move through life filled with gratitude, as you move through life filled with feelings of love. And again, just think about how it is healing for your entire nervous system. It's healing for your immune system. It strengthens your mind and your body. And again, imagine how you're going out in life with this feeling of love and appreciation. And if your eyes are closed, you can now open them and just return to the room where you're at, fully aware of everything around you while you're feeling this love and appreciation. And I just want you to look around the room where you're at with love. Look around the room with appreciation. And just feel that. Feel the appreciation. Imagine this appreciation reaches out and this love reaches out and it envelops the entire room and it envelops the people that you're with as you love and appreciate them. And take a deep breath. And how was that? Doesn't that feel good? It feels good to feel good. What you can do with this exercise, which, by the way, I didn't create this. This was created by a coach by the name of Michael Neal in his book, Feeling Good Now. But this is a great exercise that you can utilize on a daily basis in order to feel good on purpose. Because remember, as Dr. Don Colbert said, what you emotionally feel determines how you will physically feel. It will determine the health of your body. So this is Mike Davis saying, guys, utilize your emotions in an intelligent and wise way in order to feel good, in order to strengthen your immune system, in order to strengthen how well you are, not only psychologically, but also physically. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me today, and have a wonderful life. Bye-bye.